In the times of Gautama Buddha, there lived a truly notorious and a truly beautiful woman whose name was Anurak. She was prostitute, but she was so beautiful that there were always golden chariots standing at the gate of her palace. Indeed, great lords had to stay to meet her. She had come so rich that she could buy businesses, but deep down she suffered a lot in that beautiful body. There was also a beautiful soul which anchored for true love. People called her Tashi, which means the woman of the whole mega city. One day she was standing on her sun deck. Just also she saw an immature Buddhist monk who had nothing but just a soliciting bowl. But he would a tremendous presence, awareness, and grace. The moment she saw him, she was fascinated by his charm. She rushed down to him and said, "Oh monk, please accept my food at my home." The monk accepted her engagement. While serving him food, Anurak said, "After 3 days a stormy season is going to begin, and I invite you to stay in my house for 4 months. Generally, Buddhist monks don't move for 4 months when it's the stormy season. Those are the 4 months they stay in one place, while for 8 months they continuously move. Generally, they can't stay further than 3 days in one place." Immature monk replied, "I will ask my master if he permits. Also, I will come." After saying this, he left. From there ahead, immature monk could reach assembly. His fellow monks who saw all this rushed to Buddha and said, "Immature monk has to be stopped. Anurak has invited him to her house to live for 4 months, and a monk staying in a prostitute's house." "It is not right," Buddha said to them. "Keep quiet, let him come." Immature monk came, touched Buddha's basis and told him the whole story. He said, "Lord, a woman has invited me to stay for 4 months of stormy season in her house. Every monk will be staying nearly in notoriety's house for 4 months. I too will have to stay nearly for 4 months. Therefore I need your authorization to go there and stay. I shall go only if you permit." Buddha looked into his eyes and said, "You can stay." It was shocking for all the other monks. Thousands of monks who were there could not believe that Buddha has allowed a monk to stay in a prostitute's house, and all monks stood up and said, "This is not right. This man is hiding a fact. He is saying a woman has invited him, but in fact Anurak has invited him. She's a prostitute. How can he stay in a prostitute's house for 4 months? Buddha said, "I know, and because he has not used the word prostitute, I am allowing him to stay there. He has respect for her anyway." After 3 days, immature monk left to stay with the Anurak, and other monks started dishing. Buddha said to them, "You should keep silent. 4 months will pass, and I trust my monk. I have looked into his eyes. There was no desire. However, also he will change prostitute, and if his contemplation is not deep, also prostitute may change him if a monk's contemplation is deep. It's now a question between contemplation and physical attraction. Just stay for 4 months." Despite this, Epigones allowed Buddha is trusting too much. That man is too immature, and Anurak is too beautiful. He is taking in gratuitous trouble anyway. 4 months passed, and after 4 months, immature monk came and touched Buddha's bases. Following him came Anurak. She too touched Buddha's bases and said, "O Lord, I tried my swish to betray this immature monk, but it was all useless. Rather, he convinced me by his awareness that real life is only knowing your true tone. Now I want to give all my goods to the will of your monks." And it said that subsequently, Anurak came one of the enlightened woman monks among Buddha's epigones. If we see in our lives also, we will find that constantly sexual studies start to arise in our mind, and we get indulged in fulfilling our desire. Sometimes people indeed start masturbating to satisfy their lust, but no matter how important you satisfy the commerce drive, it's no way satisfied. Daishin is regarded as the vital energy of the body, which should not be wasted by conserving it. We can potentially achieve significant progress and success in various aspects of life. Still, it's also important to note that the right way to control a sexual desire is not to simply suppress it. Suppression can also lead to other problems like internal stress or physical side goods. Rather, the emphasis should be on turning the energy behind sexual desire. As per yogic wisdom, every one of us has sexual energy in our body. In a normal human, this sexual energy flows down due to which sexual conjurations arises within us. But by rehearsing contemplation for a long time, gradually this sexual energy thresholds rising outflow, and also it's transformed into a spiritual energy, which is also called OAS. OAS is a spiritual energy which is stored up in the brain. A man who has a great deal of ojai in his brain can turn out immense internal factory. He is truly intelligent. He has a glamorous A on his face. He can impact people by speaking a numerous words, a short speech of his directors, a tremendous print on the minds of the hearers. Got to Buddha Danasura, Ikai Jinko and Ishin are numerous samples of analogous Greek personalities. Therefore, if you want to free your mind from studies of lust, also always flash back that, if your contemplation is strong and if your studies are pure, also by thrusting your sexual energy into spiritual energy, you can not only control your lust, but to also achieve both spiritual and material success in your life.